evening, sports fans. Rex Holt checking in from One Oak Field in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And on a beautiful Friday night here in downtown Tulsa, we got Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, the renewal of the Bedlam Series of baseball.
Well, I went to school at Oklahoma State after I graduated from Guthrie High School, knowing that I wanted to get into the sports media side of things, in journalism or broadcasting or whatever. So my brother at the time was the sports editor of the Stillwater News Press. I came to school, started working at the Daily Oak Collegian. And at that time, he was by himself trying to cover all of that sports with OSU at Stillwater High School and some area teams. And he needed help, and I needed money, trying to pay my own way through school. So I said, hey, I'll help you out. And so I got my foot in the door there with them, writing stories and covering things. And the same people that owned the news press owned the KSPI AM and FM, and it was all one building there, a couple of buildings connected there in Stillwater. So they owned both places. So as I got into doing the sports, once in a while I would get the radio headset and do color for a high school baseball game or whatever. And at some point, I was covering OSU wrestling for the newspaper. The wrestling play-by-play guy quit, and the guys came down and said, we need you to do OSU wrestling on the radio. So I was in college, I started doing Oklahoma State Cowboy wrestling play-by-play. And that's where, again, and as I grew as a broadcaster, and Bill Platt, who was a Hall of Fame broadcaster, got me on the baseball side of things at one point, said, after you get through with wrestling, join me in the booth. And he let me split the play-by-play, where he did 1 and 3, and I did 3 and 4, and on down the line. And we split the innings up, and I started doing play-by-play at that time. And 33 years later, here I still am doing it, but it's been a great run.
This is my 15th, doing broadcasting, it's I believe my 10th year of doing Cowboy baseball as a color man. I was the equipment manager, and once the color man moved on, actually Ryan Fulmer, he's now the head coach at Oral Roberts, I moved up from the equipment room, and so I did equipment, and then I did color for Rex for 10, 12. We have the same personality, so we jive well. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a funny thing. He's Choctaw, I'm Creek. It's just kind of a fun thing to do with Twitter, but yeah, it is. I mean, we both worked our way up, and obviously he's been in broadcasting. That's his deal. He's been in it. He's one of the best in the business. He's done it for many, many years, and it makes my job as an equipment manager to move him to the booth and just knowing baseball in the game. It made it that much easier because me and him have the same personality. I don't know if that's a good thing, but me and him have the same personalities, and we like to have a good time. And calling Cowboy baseball, I mean, we followed it for so many years. It's just a love that we've had.
The fact that you got a couple of Native Americans, Indians, doing the Cowboys on the radio, that's whatever, oxymoron or whatever at that point. But anyway, it's worked out great. But yeah, I mean, I've always been proud of my Indian heritage. Obviously, my mom's half Choctaw, and my grandma was full blood. So I've always taken pride in that. And again, accomplishing whatever I never felt like I had to take a back seat to anybody. And growing up, I was always encouraged to go for it. And like I say, maybe I haven't gone as far as some people as far in this profession at ESPN and things of that nature, but I found my niche. I'm happy with it, but being a Native American has always been a source of pride for me, and again, that's something that I wear proudly and in front and center and let everybody know it.
This business, to me, it's not about our ego. We have no ego. It's about relationships, and that's just the way it is. And anything you do, take pride in what you do and enjoy it, because life's short. You only live it once.